Hello everyone, this is Nick Peters, the gaming theologian, and I affirm the virgin birth. How can a God who you can't wrap your head around be in any way considered simple? Okay, so we're going back to the final battle here. Now, Star Tropics did get a sequel later on. I think it was one of the last games in the NES's life cycle. Star Tropics 2, and it was called Zelda's Revenge. I want you to see the name first. And it was a good game. Unfortunately, after that, we never heard anything from Star Tropics again, and the sequel is not on the Switch Online as of yet, which is a shame. But this is the final dungeon. And at the start, okay, I'm having to get used to the controls again, because the select button's not what I thought it would be. Pretty much, you have to just avoid this guy best you can. One touch from him and you're dead. Aside from my one screw up, it's not that difficult. And if you start at the center and move left and right, you can always avoid the hands. And there is the true form of Zelda then, and we're going to be chasing after him. But you're here to also hear about divine simplicity. What does it mean to say that God is simple? Now, this is one of those attributes that is much more debated today. You go back to the medieval period, the reformers, things like that, yeah, you're not going to see a lot of arguments against this position. But in modern times, yeah, they're there. People like William Lane Craig, Ron Nash, Alvin Plantinga, all have their problems with divine simplicity. As for me, as a good Thomist, I still hold to it. Now there's something secret here that you might not know about. We're not going to get that item yet because we want to beat all these guys first. By the way, I'm thinking of just, yeah, since I screwed up on my first battle, I'm just going to let myself get beat here. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, so what does it mean, though, to say that God is simple? Well, it's not a statement about being able to apprehend or understand God. It would have been universally recognized that no, you can't. What it is saying is instead that God's essence does not contain parts. That you don't put a bunch of things together and get God. In which is the argument that Richard Dawkins put forward, his Boeing 747 argument, where he said, well, a God who can do all this must be far more complex than anything else out there. Well, that assumes God is a material being, much like anything else in the universe. And that's not something that theologians accepted. But instead, they said God is a being that is immaterial in his nature, and being immaterial, he does not consist of parts. Now, an angel, in their essence, doesn't have parts either. But the distinction is an angel is also being plus existence. An angel does not exist on its own. It's given existence by participating to some extent in the existence of God. Fortunately, these guys aren't that smart. You go up here, this way, get a powerful gun, and 3 potions, which is very helpful to get here. Refill the ray gun, and then get your health filled up all the way to the max. Now, some people are the biggest objection to this would be the doctrine of the Trinity. Which, yeah, I get that. And that's a difficult one to think about. The best thing I can think of with this is that God is inherently relational. But the 3 persons do not count as parts of God. Because if that were the case, then it would be like saying that the Son is 1/3 of God, the Father is 1/3 of God, and the Spirit's 1/3 of God. That's never been the doctrine of the Trinity. Never. Never has been, never will be. Okay, now this, in my opinion, is the hardest boss in the game. So what we're going to try and do first is see if we can power up some by items that can come from these guys here. I know it's going to be a slow process, but and the thing is, you can fall down the holes here as well, which makes it even more of a risk. What simplicity entails then is everything that is God in him is essential to his being. Now, another problem often raised is the idea that if divine simplicity is true, that means God's wisdom is the same as his goodness, as his power, his love, his being, everything. It's the same. It's trying to get the pattern here just right is so difficult. And that thing regenerates itself in the center every time. And I understand why that's hard to understand. But I think the way I describe it is that this is all the way of saying that God... Okay, I'm not going to try and beat all these guys again here. Is that God as a total being, there, how he acts is being what he is, he can do anything that being can do, which makes him all-powerful. He can know anything, any way being can be, which makes him all-knowing. He's not limited by anything spatially, which makes him all-present. And I go from there that his mercy is based on how he acts towards people by virtue of what he is. Okay, we're doing a little bit better this time with health here. If we can get past this boss here, everything else is much easier. And the supernova is the best weapon to do that. So close. There. So, when we say these beings are the same, we're not saying wisdom is the same as love, but we are saying that God acts in a way fitting for all of these things, such that it comes across to us as these kinds of attributes. Yeah, and these enemies, it's much easier to refill everything on. And the simplicity pretty much answers a lot of problems. God is not made up of anything. God is not a composed being. God is what he is. By the way, if you're interested in any literature on this, I do have some books, or one book I should say, in the chat description here about this topic. And I got someone speaking in the chat here, the essence. Do you mean the essence existence distinction? Because that is one I do hold to. Okay. Now, one touch with Zoda and you're dead here. The thing is, this is the boss that it's easiest to refill your health on than any other boss in the game. Because he keeps sending out all these things that will restore your health. If he didn't do this, he'd be a much harder boss. But pretty much the big thing with this boss is just avoiding him directly. Okay, essence energies, that's a new one really for me. I haven't heard that term used before. And there, Zoda is beaten. That's how easy he is. The next to last boss is really the hardest boss. Yeah, God is his essence and God's activity. Yeah, whatever God is also what he's doing as well. And when we say God is eternal, what we mean is whatever God does, he's done for all eternity. He's not bound by the timeline. Nothing can bind him at all. Yeah, Eastern theology, yeah, which for my listeners like me who are Protestants, we can learn things from Catholics and Orthodox as well. Just like I'd say, they can learn things from us. And we should. It'd be a mistake to throw out a doctrine because, well, that's Catholic. Or that's Orthodox. Any more than it'd be a mistake for them to throw out a position of ours because, well, that's Protestant. Truth is truth. Doesn't matter where it comes from. Okay, so here's Mikey swimming away after escaping the spaceship, and just can't do it anymore. Fortunately, the dolphin who we helped earlier back in chapter 2 was very kind to us. So let's see if we can go to the helipad here first. Nope, didn't think there would be anything there. Keep pushing the wrong buttons here. And Subsea is back there as well. Congratulations. See, it's kind of like being in an RPG whenever you get to a new town, everyone already knows everything you've already done. Don't know why I need my health refilled now, because, well, there's no future bosses to fight. Just talking to everyone. There's only a few more people to talk to. Talk to this old guy over here. And now let's go in and see how our quest ends. Here's Dr. J. We have the 3 magic cubes. The monsters have disappeared from the Owlins. Circuits indicate success. Circuits indicate success. You bow like a hero under the 7th cross. Now join the 3 magic cubes together. And they're transforming. Something's happening to the cubes. Kids. Princess Micah, daughter of the Argonian leader Hyrocon. We 7 boys and girls were the last beings from the planet Argonia. 20 years ago, when our planet was about to be destroyed, we were placed in a time frozen magic cubes and sent to this planet. Our planet no longer exists, but we'll not cry for the past. My father Hyrocon told me to live in peace with the people of planet Earth. Hi, I'm Mike. We'll find you a home. You saved more than cubes. You saved a whole race from extinction. Many kids live on the islands. I know a chief will welcome you here. 7 boys and girls, we welcome all of you. It's your new home. You'll be happy living here under the 7 cross. Night's party will be a great feast for all. We are pleased you are so kind. I'm hungry. Is that a banana cream pie? Anybody want to go fishing? Let's go. The approach of St. Dionysius when you say what God is not via negativa. There's many of our terms when we talk about what God is, we're actually saying what He's not. He's not bound by this, He's not bound by that, He's not this, He's not that. I'm going to say with this scene here at the end, I love the music to this scene. Yeah, I do have the next game plan. It's going to be a shorter one, hopefully, but it's also one of the more difficult ones. I'm not going to tell you what that is just yet. Keep in mind, I'm also still looking for names for characters in RPGs if anyone wants to submit one. Please also like, comment, share, subscribe. Remember, everything that I do here, it's done through people like you who come and offer your support, who say, hey, I like what you're doing here. I want you to keep doing it. And I want you to keep up your studies at seminary. And I'm just going to make it a little bit easier for you. And if that's you, just a small donation can help. $5 a month, something small for you, can help me out tremendously with doing what I'm doing. Please consider it, and please share this. We're up to 135 subscribers now. I'd like to get more. And pretty much you just get a whole montage here of everything that you did in your journey. I really wish more games did things like this. And if you're looking and saying, I don't remember that happening, go back and watch the videos we did of this, and you'll find everything here. See, this is chapter 4 right now. Anyway, whenever I share a book, also, you'll help me out as well if you purchase it through my share. Because I am an Amazon affiliate. I get cash back on every book you purchase through me. So if you're going to purchase a book, and I've got the link up there, do it that way. It'll help me a little bit too. Yeah, I haven't played any of the Faber games, so I don't know about that exactly. Chapter 7. And then Chapter 8. Our final one. Well, folks, that's Star Tropics. So we're going to wrap this one up here. This has been a short one, but I didn't know if I might take multiple tries to have to beat Zelda or not, especially with that penultimate boss, but that's gonna be that. But keep in mind, I still do affirm reversion birth, and whatever you're doing, do it to the glory of God, even your gaming. See you next